Good evening, good afternoon. How are you all doing? Welcome to King's Football Show. I hope all of you are well. Today, we're going to look at my latest draft for the FPL. As you all know, it's only a few days left. I think it's like 10 days left for the FPL. So I hope all of you are excited for the new season to kick off. So we're going to start at my defense and let's go for the goalie. So I've chosen to go with David Raya, Brentford's goalkeeper. He had a very good season last season. Brentford's defense was good, and the opening fixture looks good. And his price is just 4.5 million. So you can see they are facing Everton, Tottenham, Leeds, and Leicester. So if I can get like 2 clean sheets, anything more than that is a plus. If we then move on to the defense, I've gone for Trent Arnold-Alexander, Matthew Cash, Robertson, and Diaz. So for me, Trent is the most important defender in the game. Almost every year, he gets more points than anyone else. And last season, it was the same. And Liverpool's opening fixture are very good. It's like Fulham, Crystal Palace, Man United, Bournemouth. You can expect a minimum of 2 to 3 clean sheets from Liverpool, and you can also expect returns from Trent. And the thing with FPL is that for every clean sheet, the defender gets 4 points. And because of Trent have so many attacking attempts each game, he puts in lots of crosses, lots of passes. When he gets one return, whether it is an assist or a goal, he usually gets all the 3 bonus points. So he will get 2 points for 90 minutes, 4 points for the clean sheet, that is already 6 points, and then 3 points for bonus, it's now 9. And if he then gets another 3 points for an assist, that is 12. If it is a goal, it will be 15. So this is the reason why Trent always get high points in the game. If we move on to Matthew Cash, Aston Villa, I've been impressed by Aston Villa during preseason. They haven't conceded any goal yet. They've kept clean sheets in all of their friendly games. And Matthew Cash had a very good season last season. He looks settled in the Premier League. He looks settled at Aston Villa. And he's also very attacking. And the price is 5 million. And their opening fixtures are Bournemouth, Everton, Crystal Palace, West Ham. I believe Aston Villa will keep a minimum of 2 clean sheets in that run. And I like Matthew Cash. I had Reece James before, but I'm very uncertain with Chelsea where they are because they have so many issues on and off the field. So I've chosen to go without any Chelsea defender. If Reece James starts well and Chelsea look solid, I can very easily jump from Ruben Diaz to Reece James because they are in the same price bracket. My next defender is Andrew Robertson. Robertson had most points per game from the Liverpool defenders. Obviously, he missed a few games during his injuries, but when he came back, he was so good. And he was one of the reasons why my ranking was so high and I finished in the top 1% of everybody who was playing FPL last season, which was a good achievement for me. And my last defender is Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz is facing Man City, are facing West Ham, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Crystal Palace. That is a very good run. And Manchester City and Liverpool have the best defense every year and they keep more clean sheet than any other team. So if you want to have a solid season, I would advise you to have a minimum of one player from each team. Obviously, the more players you have, the better balance for your team. Now let's move on to midfield. And yes, we have the FPL king himself, Mohamed Salah. He goes in at 13 million, but for me, it's a good price. Salah is the best FPL asset in the game. He's done so well for so many years, and he was the second highest scorer after Son last year. As I've said before, Liverpool are facing Fulham, Crystal Palace, Man United, Bournemouth, and you wouldn't be surprised if Salah got a goal or an assist in each of them games. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a brace in 2 or 3 of them games. It's a lovely fixture for Liverpool. It's the reason why I have 3 Liverpool players in my team. So I've gone for one differential player in my team, and that is Jadon Sancho. Sancho goes in at 7.5 million, and Manchester United opening fixture are Brighton, Brentford, Liverpool, Southampton. And if Jadon Sancho continues to score goals and create goals for his teammates as he has done during preseason, I think he's going to be a lovely asset to own. I think he looks sharp. This is going to be his second season in the Prem. So a lot of people are sleeping on him. Only 12% owns Jadon Sancho. So that means that if he scores and does well for me, it's going to boost my rank. So if you want to do well, you need to try and find 1 or 2 differential players with low ownership, but that can give you high return. And for me, that is Jadon Sancho. I like that pick. Next player is Leon Bailey, another Aston Villa player. As I've said before, Villa have looked solid during preseason, and Bailey has been the star man for them in their attack. It's looked so good, and he only comes in at 5 million, and he's facing Bournemouth, Everton, Crystal Palace, West Ham. None of them team, bar Crystal Palace, has a good defense. So if I can get a few returns from Bailey, that would be so good. And the thing is with Bailey as well, only 6% owns him. So if he does well, it's gonna have a good impact on my rank. And if you choose him, I would say the same. And the last player is Bukayo Saka, star boy himself, Arsenal's main man. And this season, he has more attacking players to play with. We all know that Gabriel Jesus has signed for Arsenal, and Bukayo Saka is going to provide him with a lot of assists. And Arsenal's opening fixtures are Crystal Palace, Leicester, Bournemouth, Fulham. And I believe that he can get a good return in them games. And what you have to consider when you look at FPL, it's not about, oh, how many games will Arsenal win? It's about, do you believe that the attacking players can score, or do you believe that the defense can keep clean sheets? And that is how I pick my players. And before I move on, let's go through some of the comments. Let's see here. We got Statman Stubbs. Big up my guy. He says, afternoon, guys. I've subbed to the channel. Thank you so much. Thanks to everyone that subbed to the channel. I do appreciate it. Big up Talk, my brother, always here, always helping me, always supporting me. I do appreciate it. And as I always say, my number one fan, Social, is in the building. Big up Social. He says, smash up that like button for you, boy. King Say. You heard him. Hey, big up Ed. He said FPL. And we also got Paul Murphy in the building. Good afternoon, King. Good afternoon, Paul. I hope you're well, my brother. And big up Nippon, NS Sport. Make sure you guys subscribe to NS Sport TV. He's a Chelsea fan, but he's very good. He knows his stuff. Proper stuff. So let's move on to the attack. And as you can see, I've done the sin. I've picked Harry Kane. I had Haaland before, but the reason why I've gone back to Harry Kane is because Harry Kane have scored 5 goals in preseason and 1 assist. Meanwhile, Haaland has only scored 1 goal. So, and Haaland has only played one game. So it may take Haaland a bit of a time before he kicks on. And because him and Harry Kane are in the same bracket, I can move from Kane to Haaland and it won't cost me anything if Haaland does well. And Tottenham's opening fixture are Southampton, Chelsea, Wolverhampton, Nottingham Forest. And you wouldn't be surprised if you see Kane score a brace against Southampton and Nottingham Forest. And he usually does well in derbies as well. So if he scores against Chelsea or provides an assist, you wouldn't be surprised. And Tottenham have secured Richarlison, they've secured Kulusevski, and we all know that they got Son as well. So their attack looks good, and Conte has drilled them a lot during preseason. So look out for Kane. And also the ownership for Harry Kane is not that high. I was a bit surprised that no one has really jumped on him. His ownership is only 22.4%. So he is a bit of a differential if you look at it. So if Kane starts the season better than, for example, Haaland, it's going to have a good impact on your rank. And this is what FPL is all about. 58% owns Haaland. That's more than half of everybody who's playing fantasy. So if you got Harry Kane and he does better than Haaland, you're going to do better than more than 58% of everybody who's playing fantasy football. And my last pick is Gabriel Jesus. If you have been watching Arsenal's preseason game, there's no doubt that Jesus has looked so good for us. I believe that he's going to score a lot of points for Arsenal, a lot of goals, honestly. I believe he's going to bang. And Crystal Palace, Leicester, Bournemouth, Fulham. I think only Crystal Palace has a good defense. The rest of them, I can see Jesus score. And we got another comment here from Paul. He said, can't be having Tottenham player. Paul, I respect your opinion. I do. I used to be the same when I played FPL. I didn't pick Tottenham players. But now that I have an FPL channel, and last year I really went for it. As I mentioned before, I finished in the top 1% of everybody who was playing FPL. If you want to do well in FPL, you have to pick Tottenham players. That is the sad truth. I look at it as this. If I pick Harry Kane and Tottenham lose and he doesn't score, I will be a very happy person because I support Arsenal and I don't want Tottenham to do well. But it's all about prediction. And I predict that he's going to score goals and therefore I've picked him. But I respect everyone's decision. Everybody plays FPL differently. There's no right or wrong. It's just the way you enjoy the game. So you have to go your own way. So it's not for me, I understand it. But again, I have a channel now. If I don't do well in FPL, people will not subscribe to my channel as well. And let's move on to my bench. I've chosen Olsen, is the Aston Villa skipper and Swedish international. I wouldn't be surprised if he get a few game. He get a few game last season, and he's looked better for me than Martinez during preseason. So he's my first goalkeeper if something happens to Raya, and he's just 4 million. My first bench option is Andreas Pereira. He's finally got his move from Manchester United to Fulham. He's already had 2 assists for Fulham. He looks lively for them during preseason, and he's a bit of a gem. He only costs 4.5 million. So I believe that he's a good bench option. For me, I haven't put a lot of money on the bench because I've really focused on the starting 11. And my next pick is Neco Williams, another one who's started every game for Nottingham Forest. And when Nottingham Forest has good games, I don't mind switching him if Aston Villa got hard games. That's why I've gone for him. And then the last pick is Greenwood, who plays for Leeds. It's just no, you can pick any 4.5 million striker. I might even pick someone else because the ownership for Greenwood is so high. And the thing is, if a lot of people sells him, his value is gonna decrease. So I might get rid of him. So here you go, everyone. This is my team for my first draft. It's not my last draft. You might see me do a few changes before deadline day. As I said, I spend a lot of time watching football, looking at stats, and that's the way I pick my players. So let's see how it goes. I'm gonna be posting more stuff on my FPL, and I'm also gonna take into consideration a lot of drafts from people. If you have any kind of questions for me, I'm open to look at them. But thanks to everyone that's tuned in today. If you have any questions, leave the comment. Don't forget to share, like the content. It's a new channel, the more people that interact, the more people that share the content, the more people will get to know my channel. So big up to each one of you who tuned into my channel today. I appreciate it so much. Thank you guys.